this is the video to change out the screen filter on a 4-inch Profi-Mat Judo filter. This is mounted the way it is mounted on the skid. You'll see the arrow is facing to your right if looking to the front. First thing you need to do is remove these Allen head screws. You can easily do that by attaching on a drill, or you could use a single Allen wrench. It's a lot easier if you use a drill though. And you take them all the way around the back and loosen every single one. Once you do that, you can then remove the top part of the Judo filter. Set that aside. You can set that back on your skid. There's enough wire there to do that. And once that's done, you'll see that you'll have an exposed screen, which is the part you're replacing. And on that screen in the front, right down below here, you'll see a notch. That notch has to be lined up with the notch inside of the Judo, okay? As right there, okay? And there's also a notch on the inside. You can see that or not? Yep. On the inside of that Judo, right there, that notch, that also has to be lined up. So that notch and these notches over here all have to line up for that to be properly seated, okay? So with that being said, go ahead, Bill, and remove the screen. That screen just pulls up. Once the screen pulls up, you'll notice that there's a thin O-ring on the side, around the side there. Just make sure that O-ring is on there and not missing.
It must be put on the new one.
And it must be put on the new one, because the new one does not come with that O-ring. So take this one off, or I sent replacement O-rings with the screen. So the O-ring must be present, okay? So you're left with just a simple tube, O-ring, and that tube also pulls up. If the tube comes up with the screen, pull the tube up, Bill. If that pulls out with the screen, okay, just take the tube and simply put it back down in the hole. Push it back down in there. All right, so now you're going to take your new screen assembly, line it up with the hole inside. Actually, maybe easier if you take the tube out, put it in the filter first, and then line your holes up in the bottom and push that down in, okay?
Making sure the notch.
And then make sure that that notch is lined up inside of the Judo, okay? So that can't spin, okay? Now you're gonna go ahead, so that's all you have to do there. Go ahead and put the top back on, Bill. Once you put the top back on, okay, you wanna line that notch up with this top with the other two notches there, okay? Now that ring spins freely, so you can just line up the clear part and you'll actually feel it click in. You actually heard it click in. Once that clicks in and sets down, then you can line your ring up with your bolts.
Start them.
And then finger start all your bolts and then snug each bolt. Do not over tighten because it's an O-ring seal. Just snug your bolts and you're good to go. And that's how you change a screen filter on a 4-inch Profi-Mat Judo filter.